Well, as Dale mentioned, my name's Robert Taylor. I represent 3 different Aboriginal groups, the Ngarrindjeri from the Coorong, the Naranga from the York Peninsula, and the Kaurna people from this place here, Adelaide, yeah? Of course, as my late uncle always says, it's only been called Adelaide for a short period of time in the course of history, but for thousands of years been known as Tarndaganya. Can you say that one? Tarndaganya? Yeah, very good. I like to educate a little bit when I do my welcome because it's important to learn a little bit of culture at the same time as you get to experience and have a bit of fun with it. Plus I'm cold and I want to keep the voice going just to warm up the insides, alright? I've got no meat on me, so I do try my hardest, but I've got to thank my ancestors for that, I guess. So having said that, I say nyaki ngamia na mani na budi nyala ko yata, Tarndaganya gana yata. Nyai Robert Kari Karamil Taylor. Ngarrindjeri Naranga kumagana miana. Mani nyalo tap di gana miana. Kumanyalo pani tanga imrendi. Kabandalo bukiana berkana kumagana miana yalara. Na yakandalia yungandalia na chalya. So ladies and gentlemen, did you understand all that? Yes? Oh, come on, be honest. Did you understand all that? A little bit? Well, the language I just spoke was the language of the Kaurna people. As I mentioned, the Kaurna people being the traditional owners of this place here. And I said, Nyaki Namina, I said, Namani. Namani means, how are you? Yeah? And if you're good, you reply with? Mania. Very good. Namani. Mani. Mani. That's excellent. So on behalf of my Kaurna elders and ancestors, past and present, and Kaurna people still living here and surviving today on this land, it's a privilege to be here this morning and welcome you all here onto country and acknowledge that this is a traditional land of the Kaurna people. I think on a day like today, it's Reconciliation Week, so it's an important week for Aboriginal people, not only for Aboriginal people but for all Australians. We all live here, we all call this place home together, so it's very important, as Auntie Josie Akers used to say, that we all live here in harmony. And we don't forget about the past, but we don't dwell on it. We all call this place home. So when I do my welcome to country, I don't do it at you, I do it alongside you, because we do call this place home. But I do acknowledge that this is the traditional land of the Kaurna people. So it's very important to remember that. But I also ask that we all do respect this land and this country while we're here. And if you're not from here, while you're here, it's very important that you call this place home as well. And I hope wherever you go in your travels that you are blessed with the same energy and respect as you are when you come down here onto Kaurna country. Having said that, I'd like to sing a little song. This is a blessing song where I call upon the good spirits of the ancestors to hopefully bring the sun and also to bless this land and also to bless each and every one of us here today. As it is a very important week, as I mentioned, for all Aboriginal people mainly and also but for all Australians. That's what I've seen change a lot in schools nowadays. Many years ago in schools it used to be very black and white. Reconciliation Week used to be about the Aboriginal kids. But now our country's got so multicultural over the last 20, 25 years. I think it's very important to have things like Harmony Day. That's something that happens, throughout the year, which is excellent for all cultures to be able to get around that and get their head around that. Of course, yesterday being Sorry Day was another very emotional day, I suppose, for a lot of Aboriginal people. I actually had 3 cleansing ceremonies and a welcome to do yesterday, so I was quite busy. And with the amount of smoke that I got, I said to myself, I better not have a nightmare for at least a year. I was hoping to anyway. But I try to stay away from the politics of it too much because it can get very emotional for many, but I enjoy what I do to be able to have the opportunity to come out and share my culture. So having said that, I'm going to sing a song where I call upon the good spirit of our Bukiana, our ancestors. Bukiana! Nyalo kumina dirabanga kuma. Bukiana. lokumina dera bainga kuma. So as I mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, that song, it's very important to sing that song. I think when we do what we do out here in the community, you know, it's a way of us to be able to share our culture without getting too far into ceremony and that. So when we dance, we stomp our feet. You know, when we do that welcome, we're acknowledging the ancestors, and when we sing this song, we're calling upon them spirits to come here and bless each and every one of us, you know. So I hope you'll come here with an open heart this morning, because it's very important. Sometimes it's hard to silence the mind, but to open your heart, especially when you're getting involved with other cultures and other nationalities throughout the world, all right? But this week is about our culture, our Aboriginal culture, so I'm just saying that to you. I'd like to play my specialist instrument here, the humble didgeridoo. As many of you seen me before, I can see a few familiar faces in the crowd there, but something I like to do when I do mine is I don't like to just play the didgeridoo, because I suppose there's a few didgeridoo players around Adelaide that just get out there and just blow on it and do the sound. So I like to tell a little bit of a story and have a bit of a yarn when I play the didge. The sounds that you make through this instrument is up to your own imagination. I've had a few kids ask me if I could do a bit of pop music and this and that, and I've tried it. If you've heard me talk before, you probably heard the Justin Bieber story, and I said I'll never do it again. So I keep traditional sounds, especially being down here on Ngarrindjeri, you know, on Kaurna land at Ngarrindjeri, the Red Gum River. Once many years ago, used to be a beautiful freshwater stream. Kaurna, the big red kangaroo, yeah? Ganya is the rock. So this place is the dreaming place of the big red kangaroo. This dreaming story runs from here all the way through the middle of Australia, up to the Northern Territory. If you ask them fellas up there, they'll tell you that it starts up there and it runs down here, yeah? Ganya is the rocks. There used to be many rocks along the River Torrens here. There used to be a very rocky place here. Of course, them rocks got taken out and probably crushed down for cement, I suppose. But the many rocks that used to be along the River Torrens here, back in 1800, I think it was about 1834, they started to build the Trinity Church down here on North Terrace. So people used to grab them rocks and they used to bring them rocks up here and exchange them for rations. So now, Adelaide, the parts that aren't cement is more greener, not so much rocky, but the name still stands, Ganya, Kaurna Ganya. So, you know, for 100 or so years, there's been not many rocks around, but for thousands of years, it's still been known as the dreaming place of the big red kangaroo, the very rocky outback place. Of course, it was a Kaurna ancestor named Burka that showed Colonel Light this place many years ago, and he said this is our special place between the hills and the sea. Our place with many ceremonies, where Adelaide Oval is over here. There used to be many ceremonies. One or two battles, but we're not going to talk about them. In the course of history, there was many ceremonies. So out of respect, of course, for the Kaurna people, they've shaped Victoria Square in the shape of a Kaurna shield. Burka said you can set up camp here, but I don't think he really knew how long they were going to stay. But hence, this is the world that we live in today, and the society that we live in today. And I wouldn't know you beautiful people if our history didn't happen, yeah? But it's important to understand the true history. So some of the sounds I'm going to share with you is, if we can imagine, I need your imagination, if we could pretend we're down here at Ngarrindjeri, we'll go back about 250 years ago along the River Torrens. And if we've got a nice big kangaroo hopping along, yeah, a nice big red kangaroo. She might sound like this. Where you find a mummy kangaroo, quite often you find a baby joey. Keeping mummy on her paws, I betcha. Of course, another animal that we have here is that big flightless bird, the emu. Can you say that one, Cardi? Cardi. No, you can say emu. I nearly slipped up there. Can you say Cardi? Cardi. So that's the real name for emu. My Uncle Stephen used to say, not curry. And he used to throw it out there. Today, all morning, like this morning, curry would be very, very nice, yeah? That emu makes a bit of a grunting sound. Another animal that we have here that likes to have a good old feed of kangaroos and the emus is that wild dog, the dingo, yeah? In Kaurna language, we call him Gadli. Can you say that one? Gadli. So that dingo, he doesn't bark like other dogs, he howls like a wolf. Soon all the kangaroos will take off running, yeah? Finding a little amusing, having a good old laugh, sitting up there in the gum tree. Good. You know how many people have said koala? I said, have you ever heard a koala laugh? We've heard them growl, but we haven't really heard them laugh. Now, kookaburra, we call him numana. Can you say that one? So while he's having a good old laugh, he might sound something like this. a bit, ladies and gentlemen, quite a bit. I go camping quite a bit in the warmer months, in the summertime. I try to stay away from the river when it's too cold up there. I don't know why. I can get half naked down here, but I'm too thin to go up there. But in the riverland up there, there's this little kookaburra that always wakes me up about 5:30 in the morning. So next time that me and Dale go up there into our country, I'm going to get Dale to sneak out and chuck his boomerang at him. Yeah? That boomerang, we call it wadna. Can you say wadna? Wadna. Got him. Yeah? So once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Robert Taylor. I'm out here this morning on behalf of Kumakara Dance Group. Kumakara means one blood in the Kaurna language, so it's a pleasure to be out here and be able to share our culture. Kumakara stands for one blood because I represent 3 different dance groups, Aboriginal groups, just myself. But we have a few different members of our group that represent different Aboriginal backgrounds. So hence the name Kumakara One Blood. But it's a pleasure to be able to be out here today and teach a little bit of Ghana local history, local culture to use. But more importantly, it's a privilege to be able to speak my language out here in tongue. I think I'm only the 2nd generation of the mission that's actually allowed to be out here in public and speak in their native tongue and speak the language. So of course I have to pay my respects to my elders and the ancestors who taught me this stuff many years ago. So I'm just happy to be able to be out here, on the day of the start of what's going to be a very busy week, an important week for all Australians. So it's an honour to be out here and to be able to continue this tradition that some of the elders in our community started many years ago. So once again, thank you.
Thanks so much to Robert. Ninamani? Try again. Ninamani. I'd like to acknowledge your elders, acknowledge that we're on Ghana country, acknowledge that it's the Start of Reconciliation Week, and that importantly to say that totally agree that this is about celebrating Aboriginal culture this week, but the work to be done this week is by non-Aboriginal people, not by Aboriginal people. The work of reconciliation is the work of non-Aboriginal people, and I'm really delighted that so many of you have come out this morning to hear the Welcome to Country, to reflect on that as the start of our week, and to try to work out how we honour the theme of this Reconciliation Week, which is that reconciliation is more than a word and it must lead to actions. So have a great day, have a great Reconciliation Week, and thank you very much again.